Today I'm going to be showing you a very cool card trick that you can do just using a typical deck of cards, and you can do this anywhere you want, and it's very cool. So essentially what you'll do is you'll have a spectator pick a random card from the deck. So in this case, let's say the spectator were to go ahead and they were to pick a card like this one from the middle. Now I'm not going to look at it. I'll show you guys the card really quick so this way everybody can see the card. And what we'll do is you tell the spectator, okay, go ahead and put the card on top of the deck and then cut it wherever you want. So let's say the spectator were to cut it here. They could cut it wherever they want, and then if you wanted to as well, you could cut the deck a little bit more just to make sure the cards are mixed up. But the whole point is the spectator goes ahead and they pick whatever card they want, and you tell them, okay, look what happens when I just go ahead and snap my fingers. I can spread the deck. And now one card actually went ahead and revealed itself to us, and this card is face down. Now what this card isn't, it's not your card, but this card is going to tell us where your card is in the deck. So in this case we happen to, the 5 was flipped over, so let's go ahead and see what's 5 cards down. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th card down should be your spectator's chosen selection. And this is the trick. It's super simple, it's really easy, and at the beginning you can really fool spectators, so I'll show you guys how to do it. Alright, so the setup, obviously there has to be one in order for that card to be flipped over, but it's super simple, and there's a couple techniques that you can use to actually really fool your spectators. So what you want to do is go ahead and get out a 5 from the deck. You can use actually whatever card you want. I mean, you could use a 5, you could use like a 7, an 8, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But all you have to do is take the card, whatever numerical value you want, and in this case we have the 5. And what you do is you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and put that card face down, 5th from the bottom. If you're using the 5, if you're going to use a 6, you count off 5 cards and put a 6 in there. But essentially 4 or 5 cards down from the bottom, you're going to place the 5 and flip that. You're going to flip that one face down, close up the deck, and that's really the only setup for the trick. So before you start it, like how I did, guys, I was just talking to you. You could go ahead and fan out the deck. Just make sure not to reveal the 5 at the bottom. So when you're talking to the spectators, you can show them the deck this way. You can spread the cards, and then it looks really convincing. The spectators, you can't see because the bicycle cards have the white border. They're not going to be able to see there's a card face down, and from here the spectators really can look at it. And if you want, you could even do a ribbon or a flip over, and they're not going to be able to see that either. And then when you spread the cards from the top, you can just take, let's say you're spreading it down from the bottom down like this. You can just take your thumb and peel over a packet of cards. That way you're not spreading from here, but you're just taking over a packet of cards and concealing, and it just looks really convincing, and the spectators, like I said, are not going to know the difference. And at this point it's pretty self-working, so you can go ahead and spread the cards out to the spectator, making sure not to reveal the bottom card, and they can go ahead and pick whatever card they want. In this case, let's say they pick this one from the middle, and this is going to be the 7 of diamonds. So you're not going to know the spectator's card until the very end of the trick, but what you'll do is, okay, you tell them, alright, just go ahead and put it on top of the deck, and then go ahead and cut it wherever you want. So, and when you open up your hand like this, it really just looks like you're not, hiding anything. Like body language wise, your hands are open, the deck is kind of just spreading out. It's really important to make that, or else the spectators, it just looks better in the end. So you go ahead, you tell spectators, cut the deck wherever they want. You can complete the cut, and from here the trick is ready to go. If you want, while you're talking to the spectators, you can cut the deck numerous times. It's not going to mess up the order. Just make sure you don't end up cutting the deck, with the face-up card. Because sometimes that will happen because the cards are back-to-back. You'll end up cutting the deck where the face-up card is. So just be wary of that. And then once you're ready, as you guys can see, the card's actually on the bottom. So like I said, just be wary if you see that face down, because sometimes, like I said, you will cut to it. But you want to cut to it, and you want to make sure the card's somewhere in the middle, right? So at this point, you've cut the deck, they put the card on top, whatever, and all you got to do here is snap your fingers. And before, when you spread the cards, there wasn't anything that was face down, and now in the middle of the deck, there's a card face down. So at this point, what I like to do to make it a little bit more revealing, you can peel the card out like this, and you can say, okay, so let's see, what card actually flipped over. And you can square up the deck, flip it over, and show the spectators. You say, okay, so this actually isn't your card, but this is going to tell us where your card is. So at this point, once you've flipped over the deck and you're showing them the face-up 5, you can go and put the 5 on the table and you say, alright, so this card's actually going to tell us where in the deck your card is. So from the bottom pile, you flipped over the deck, you have the 5 face up, you can put that on the table, and then from the bottom pile, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the 5th position, guys, it's going to be their chosen card. So it's very simple. Like, this is something you can do maybe as like the first trick to like a routine or something, because it does have a setup, so you can start off some sort of routine that way. But essentially that is the trick, and like I said, there's nothing to it. You just got to have a little setup, make your spectators believe none of the cards are flipped over, and you guys are pretty much ready to go. So a little quick trick for you guys. I hope you guys like it, and as always, thanks for watching. Hillary Coffin, she's a literal vampire, belly goblin, hobbling down, chasing after your mama. Let's go give it to